warming blanket!
Minari is currently in theaters as an A24 film as well as a Best Picture nominee. The only Best Picture nominee, I might add, that I have not seen up until now. My girlfriend, well, my fiance, I should say, and I, we finally were able to go to the theater on a Friday night. We both turned to each other and were like, what's this movie even about? And I'm just kind of like, South Korean family on a farm, I believe? That's all I knew. I hadn't seen the trailer. All I would see is that occasionally on YouTube, they would give me an ad for this movie. I guess because YouTube knows that I hadn't seen this movie. Tracking, am I right? But yeah, I didn't know anything going into this movie other than it's very much so a movie that's highly praised. But I didn't let that obviously sway me because I wanted to obviously experience this for myself. And I have to say right off the bat, I get why there's a lot of hype. This is a good film. Honestly, it's uplifting, but at the same time, kind of saddening. I think that this is a movie that has characters that I really, really dug. These are all characters that are fully fleshed out. I especially love the dynamic between the grandmother and the son, and how by the end of the movie, their situations are kind of flip-flopped. And I think that that honestly really showed character growth, but at the same time really showcased the situations and how things can change in life. The other thing I wanted to mention is Will Patton's character. I believe that's the actor that plays the Christian character. He is hilarious. I love the scene where Stevie Allen's character is like offering him a cigarette. He's like, no, just, and he's just like, like that. I loved it. Because I personally, I'm not a smoker and I am against smoking, but I just thought that his reaction was hilarious. But the other thing is that this character easily could be looked at as just comedic relief. But I honestly, personally think that it was much more than that because he has those scenes of hilarious, nature, obviously. But he has scenes that are dramatic and that do work pretty well. But it also is someone, and maybe I'm reaching here, but I personally don't think so. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. But I feel like he was the only character that right away accepted this family for who they are. He is the one character that does that. You think about it, he is not someone that asks why their face is the way that they are. And the reason why I bring that up is because, you have it where they went to that church and there's a bunch of Christians there. And the one character literally says to the one, the son in the movie, he's like, why is your face like that? Like, that's the first thing he says. And it's like, what the heck, bro? Why would you say that? You shouldn't say it to begin with, but especially the first time you're talking to someone, like, screw you. So I'm just saying that, there's obviously things like that in the movie where you see characters that, first interact with this family and they just are not sensitive. They don't understand the fact that, we're all unique, we're all different, but at the same time, we're all human. So to see a character like Will Patton's character that, is just so accepting, it's great, honestly, especially for, a Christian depiction. I feel like a lot of times we don't really see that. So I thought that was interesting. And going on to the whole Christian depiction, it was fascinating to see, honestly, that this movie is, it kind of almost is like a Christian movie. I mean, I think the character of Stevie Allen in particular is very much so Job in a nutshell. Like, Job in the Bible is someone that literally also has a farm, has a lot of trials and tribulations, but still sticks through it and everything. And again, no spoilers for that story or this story, but there's just a lot of things that I thought were very similar to it. That, again, maybe some people won't realize, but I mean, for me growing up, reading the Bible and everything, I was able to pick up on that right away, as well as how some characters don't believe in faith. Some people do, some people believe in religion, some don't. So it's just stuff like that, as well as, for crying out loud, there's a lot of scenes that take place in a church. So again, it's just things that I don't really think I'm reaching on. It seems like things that I find to be quite apparent, but I think that really worked with obviously structuring the movie the way that they wanted to. Again, characters are interesting. I like the story. Again, it has a little details here and there that I think are really effective, but it also has a very natural approach. I never once thought while watching this movie that this felt manufactured. This felt wholesomely, honestly, original with its approach, but also it feels definitely like a director that had a lot to say and really was able to relate to it. And upon looking it up after watching the movie, it makes sense because this is a director that was able to relate so much because this was stuff that was pulled from his life. And that, I think, is very interesting. Also, this is a director that not only is able to pull stuff from his life and make it very interesting, he's able to visually present this movie in a fascinating way. I absolutely love the cinematography. I think the cinematography is gorgeous. very naturalistic in its approach, but also knows how to and when to put close-up shots versus wide-angle establishing shots. I also love the score, easily top 3 scores for 2020. Amazing, amazingly beautiful, emotional, and it plays really well during certain key scenes that I really liked. Humor works really well as well, as I already mentioned. I thought the humor was hilarious. There weren't really any scenes that didn't work for me. Dialogue is strong. I really liked that aspect as well. I think honestly my only issue with the movie, and this is something that might change upon rewatch, because sometimes when I watch an A24 film for the first time, sometimes this is an issue and then it ends up being fixed. But upon a first viewing, the slow pacing I thought worked. But I also thought that there were some scenes that could have been trimmed down, because I thought sometimes it did meander a little bit. So I thought that sometimes the pacing was a little bit not fully to the working of my liking. But again, upon second viewing, it might be something that I appreciate more. I know First Reformed was a movie that I criticized the pacing, but then upon rewatching, I was like, nah, this is paced very well. Sometimes you just need to rewatch the movie to fully appreciate it. But as it stands, Minari, those are honestly little criticisms. I really got a lot out of this movie. I think that this is a very well done movie, but not only is it well done, I think that it's showcasing, honestly, a part of America that we haven't really seen before, as well as just characters that are very down to earth, very intriguing, and are trying to better themselves, as well as better the future of their children, which honestly is very inspiring, and at the same time, kind of saddening knowing that they themselves have to work for their kids to have a better life and not for themselves per se. It's saddening to hear that, but at the same time, it's interesting. And honestly, it gives me more appreciation of life in general. So Minari, for me personally, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5 star rating, which for those like a hot sauce rating, it's the good old Louisiana Pure Crystal hot sauce. I can easily see my rating for this going up because I'm very positive about this movie. I like this movie, and yeah, I hope it does well at the Oscars, honestly. It's a good movie. So yeah, Minari, what did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.